Welcome to Mr. V teaching how to do research projects. You should have a bunch of these handouts in the collection of pages I've handed out in class already. You should also have a number of books related to the topic at hand in the classroom. So the first thing we got to do is think about your topic. I happen to have chosen a simple topic that I'll use in an example. We're going to talk about food. So what do we do with all these books? The goal is to go and search through these books and find information. And you're going to note, I am very picky about you doing your research from books first. Talk a little bit more of that in a little while. Books must come first. So I have these books. What do I do with it? Well, one of the things there's two places to look in a book for information. The first place to go is the table of contents. Read through and find anything that might be similar to your topic. In my case, probably not the evidence, or that one, or that one. The Roman town, possibly. Sports and leisure, doesn't really seem to fit there. Public and community life, not exactly. Everyday life. This is most likely where it's going to be. Oh, look, cooking. Highly likely there. It might also make references in some of these other sections. So I've got an idea. I probably should just read the cooking section and maybe some of these other sections as well. So here I have a good start. Oh, look, working on the land. That might be connected to food as well, right down here, because that's probably where the food comes from. So I might want to pay attention to that section as well. So start with the contents area. Now, notice something already. None of those said food. My topic might have been food, but I've already identified some other words I should probably go with. I should include cooking. And I think I should look for farming to find out what kind of food they farm. Those are other words I should be aware of. And that's particularly helpful. If I go to the other place, at the back of all of these books, you will find something that looks like this. This is the index. Very powerful tool. Now I'm going to look for, of course, food is going to be the first thing I'm going to look for. Which, interestingly enough, if I go to the F section here, there's nothing about food. But there is something about farming. And if I had not looked up additional words besides food, I wouldn't have found it. And these are all page numbers, so I can go to those page numbers and read about farming. Now, what else could I look up? There are lots of different words that I might be looking for in food, or cooking, or farming. What other words could I come up with? Well, if you're not good at figuring out your own words, there's a great website out there, thesaurus.com. Go there, type in the word food, you're going to get a list of stuff. Here are some of the things that I can think of that I should also be looking for. How about eating? Maybe dining. And I happen to know a little bit about Rome, and I know how important grain is, and how important bread is in the story of Rome. If you think about the movie we watched in class, they mention grain and bread quite a bit. So if I take those and start looking, for instance, look here. Bakers and bakery. That's connected to food. I should look at that. Now I have more words I can look for in other books. And even though this book says food nowhere, look what I just found. Bread. Whole bunch of pages about bread. So now I have identified locations where I can find this information. I'm definitely going to use this book. Now that I know I'm going to use this book, I need to complete a couple of items on this sheet. As we're going to talk about, as we talked about earlier, actually, it's really important to have a proper bibliography. So now that I know I'm going to use this book, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put in the title. Here we have The Roman World, so that's easy enough to write in. And now I need the ISBN. I don't even remember what that stands for. If you want to know, go Google it. There are a number of different places you can hunt for the ISBN. One of the best is to go here and find a page near the front of the book. It looks something like this. And then you'll see this. ISBN, and it lists the number there. So, copy down that number. You're going to need it later, and it makes your life so much easier. If you think this is hard work, you should have seen what it used to look like before the days of EasyBib. This is so much easier. Just write down one number. Now, I'm ready to go do some research. I'm going to go look up that stuff about bread. Where was I? Page 46 and 47. Let's go see what I might find. And I might not find a lot of information. Interesting. I'm going to have to read about whatever I can find in here. 46 and 47. So, on page, and notice I'm including the page number of what I'm finding, page 46 and 47. A simple note, not full sentences. Do not copy word for word what's in the book. Simply make a point form note, and this is going to be, in my case, Romans 8, bread. And that might be all I get from this book. And I'm sure there's more stuff I can read on more pages. Each time note the page it came from, because if you're going to be going back and trying to find it again if you need it, and also because that would be useful if we're going to do any full quoting for this project, which we may or may not do. And continue to take more notes, collecting point form, incomplete sentences, not proper grammar. And there's an important reason for that. If you copy what somebody else wrote, you're going to be inclined to end up plagiarizing it. So, now in my project, I'm requiring that you do 3 different books and that you gather as much information from those books as you can. And you must do 3. Please do not do any online research until you've done 3 books and don't have, like, one item only is not what we want. We want a nice, big, long list of stuff here. And why is that? Yes, I happen to quite like online research. I use it all the time. Wikipedia is a very useful tool if you know how to use it. The problem when you do online research is, how do you know what's true or not? The books, at least, are more likely to be correct, more likely to be true. Not always the case, but more likely. If you have some background knowledge, if you have read at least 3 books and gotten a good collection of information here, when you go and do your online research, you will then at least have some background that'll let you know if the online research is good or not. But even when you get to online research, do not actually start taking any point form notes from online research until you've brought the website to me so I can help you figure out if it's good or not. I can't tell you how many times I've had somebody do a project and come to me and say, oh, I found this great website. I did all this great research and I wrote my whole project. And it turns out the website they used was written by a 5th grader. And you can't use stuff that a 5th grader wrote. For each book you use, you must complete a page like this. And I expect to see a good collection of notes here. I only provided you with 3, but you certainly should do more if you do more books. This is important. When you hand in your project, you must hand in a research page like this for every single source you used. Books and websites. After you've done your 3 books and shown them to me and gotten permission to start doing online research, you need to complete one of these for the online research as well. Of course, instead of title of a book, you're going to put title of website. Instead of ISBN number, you're going to put website address so we can find it back again. And of course, if you'd like to do a digital version of this, you can cut and paste the website here. I uploaded a version of this document into Google Docs so that you can do the same thing. Please note that part of your mark for this project requires that you hand these research pages in. Keep that in mind.